Star pitcher Mike Jones is just an ordinary 15-year-old from Seattle, Washington, who receives a letter one day from his famous archaeologist uncle, Dr. Steve Jones. And in this letter, Mike is invited to come visit his laboratory on Sea Island. Flown in by helicopter, Mike makes his way there, and this is where the adventure begins. This is StarTropics. What is happening, gamers? This is Bradley here. Welcome back to another episode of Blast from the NintenPast, where I review retro Nintendo games. So today I'm going to be taking a look at StarTropics for the NES, which was originally released 23 years ago back in 1990. It was developed by Hudson Soft and published by Nintendo. It's an action-adventure game, and it gets brutal. It is Nintendo art. But is this game worth playing? We shall see. Upon arriving at Sea Island, you head to the nearest town, Corocola, and talk to the topless chief in the town, only to find out that your uncle has been abducted. Abducted by what, you ask? Aliens. So, being a nice chief that he is, he gives you the weapon of all weapons, a yo-yo. Once equipped, you then head out on a search and rescue mission for your long-lost Uncle Steve. Through 8 different chapters, you will be playing through a mix of adventuring through the overworld map and spelunking through dungeons Zelda style. In the overworld, you will walk around a variety of islands, sail the ocean blue like it's 1492, talk to townsfolk that sometimes say humorous things, and solving puzzles. The name of each town you visit ends with the word cola. Corocola? Yep. Tuna cola? Oh yeah. How do you do cola? Affirmative. You know, I have a theory as to how they came up with this whole cola thing. What are we gonna call these towns on these islands? I can't think of any good names. No, I need a break. Cola. Yeah. Sometimes something is blocking your path on the overworld, so you have to travel through dungeons to make your way around it, or to just find some item in there that is crucial to the plot. The dungeons do have a Zelda-esque vibe to them, like clearing out rooms of enemies to open up locked doors, or finding hidden switches. The main difference between StarTropics and Zelda is its lack of using a variety of items to solve puzzles. You won't need any hammer to smash stuff, or a ring to help you lift heavy objects. It's much more basic. They did do a pretty good job with the dungeon designs in StarTropics, with some interesting gameplay mechanics like flashing a light to expose hidden ghosts, giving you a range of different enemies to fight, and multiple secret areas for you to find where extra goodies like health, potions, or weapons will be located. Your main weapon is the tried and true yo-yo, which has unlimited ammo, and gets minor upgrades occasionally as you play, and that's pretty sweet. But you will also find other weapons lying around the dungeons that have a limited ammo, like ninja stars and torches, and it gives you some variety. I did find that a few items were relatively similar in that they acted the same. Throw them in a straight line, yippee! At the end of each dungeon, you will be greeted with a boss battle, and they were actually pretty fun, and it's crucial for you to figure out their pattern of attacking so you can best defeat them. Now, one thing I didn't like in StarTropics is the controls. Moving Mike around was stiff and would cause me to die on top of already dying because of the game's difficulty. If you push on the D-pad in the opposite direction of where you're facing, it doesn't move him, he just pivots, and that is annoying. Now, I had to do a lot of trial and error in StarTropics so I can memorize where all the hazards are, where to expect certain things to happen in the dungeons, and enemy attack patterns. The farther you get in the game, the more Nintendo hard it gets. I started getting super frustrated with this game. I just kept continuously dying and having to restart the dungeons from the beginning. The farther you get in the game, the more you'll need to figure out enemy patterns and use memorization. Now, there was a puzzle in the game that I thought was weird for them to include. It involved the whole Do Re Mi Fa So Yada Yada song, and I was able to figure it out, but not everyone knows that song. The game doesn't really give you any good clues that would help you if you didn't know the whole Do Re Mi thing. It is a pretty unique idea, but they should have given more help for people who aren't familiar with that song. The graphics in StarTropics are really nothing special. The pixel art is pretty bare-boned and there isn't much detail put into the game. I guess the artwork for some of the bosses were alright, but nothing that really captures your eye. And this is what all the houses look like. Yeah. On the other hand, I thought the chiptune music was actually pretty good. There really wasn't any tune in the game that I didn't like or I felt got annoying. And that is important considering you are constantly restarting dungeons because you will die many times, and the music just continues to loop. Overall, even though I got frustrated with the game as I got closer and closer to the end as the difficulty continued to ramp up, mixed in with the stiff controls, I still had a somewhat enjoyable time playing it. The ending was pretty cute and the dungeons were alright. StarTropics did do some zany things that kept the game lighthearted and enjoyable, whether that be dressing as a girl to get inside a building, saving a dolphin, or even navigating the innards of a whale. So if you're up for a retro challenge and don't mind screaming out in frustration, maybe you want to check it out. So the GamingPixelShow.com is awarding StarTropics an 8 out of 10. But that will bring us to the end of this episode of Blast from the NintenPast. If you like what you saw, please give it a thumbs up, and you can stay tuned for more episodes in this video series, along with my regular video reviews for current Nintendo games, my craziest Nintendo stuff this week video series, and my news segments. But I'll talk to you later in the next video, guys. Bye!